Hello student, welcome to today's lessons. In our previous lessons we discussed addition and subtraction of whole numbers, integers and decimal numbers. So in this lesson we are going to discuss the use of symbol. In our daily activities we make a lot of open statements. But before we continue, what is this open statement? An open statement is an expression that contains at least one unknown quantity and becomes true or false when a test value is substituted. In an open sentences, symbols and letters may be used to represent missing numbers. Word problems are problems which can be converted into mathematical expressions. So word problem can be expressed and solved using symbols and letters. Example, what number would each of the following symbols represent to make the statement true? 12 plus an aeroplane is equals to 20. That means the aeroplane represents 8 because 12 plus 8 is 20. The second one, we have a bus minus 11 is equals to 5. So that means that bus represents 16 because 16 minus 11 is equals to 5. Then we have 4 plus 7 is equals to a square. So we know 4 plus 7 is equals to 11. So that means that square represents 11. Letters or alphabet could be used to represent these symbols. For example, what number will each of the following symbols represent to make the statement true? So we can now use letters instead of symbols. So we have 12 plus x is equals to 20, y minus 11 is equals to 5, 4 plus 7 is equals to z. For the first one, 12 plus x is equals to 20. So we want to make x to stand alone at the left side of the equality sign. So what is there together with the x is 12. So for us to eliminate 12 from that side, we have to subtract 12 from that side, so that 12 minus 12 is going to be 0. So if we subtract 12 from this side, we will have to subtract 12 from the right side of the equality sign. So that means that is called subtract 12 from both sides. So we subtract 12 from both sides, it becomes x is equals to 8 because 20 minus 12 is 8. For the second one, we have y minus 11 is equals to 5. So since we have minus 11, so we have to add 11 to both sides so that we can be able to eliminate 11, because minus 11 plus 11 is equals to 0. So when you add 11 to both sides, you are going to be left with y is equals to 5 minus 11, and 5 plus 11, and 5 plus 11 is 16. That one we have 4 plus 7, so it's equals to z. So that means when we add 4 and 11, because z is already at the one side of the equality sign, we just have to turn it so that we can have z is equals to 11. Here are some examples of word problems. Write an equation for each of the following. Use letter x to represent the unknown and solve it. Number 1, I think of a number, I subtract 11, the answer is 12. Number 2, I think of a number, I add 21, the answer is 30. Number 3, I think of a number, I multiply it by 5, the answer is 45. Number 4, I think of a number, I divided it by 7, the answer is 12. Solution. Number 1, I think of a number and I subtract 11, the answer is 12. So the number we are thinking about, we said we are going to represent it with x. So we have x minus 11, the result is 12. So for us to eliminate 11 from the left side of the equation, so that we can make x to be alone, we have to add 11 to it. Why? Because it is minus 11. So for us to eliminate minus or negative numbers, we add. For us to eliminate positive numbers, that is plus numbers, we subtract. So we add 11 to both sides so that we have 11 minus 11 plus 11 is equals to 0. So and 12 plus 11 is equals to 23. So x is equals to 23. For the second one, I think of a number, I add 21, the answer is 30. So the number we are thinking of, we represent it by x. X plus 21 is equals to 30. So since the number 21 is positive, so we have subtract 21 from both sides so that we can eliminate 21. So when you subtract 21 from both sides, we are going to be left with x is equals to 30 minus 21. 30 minus 21 is 9. So x is equals to 9. For the third one, I think of a number, I multiply it by 5, the answer is 45. So we have x multiplied by 5 is equals to 45. So the relationship between the variable x and the constant 5 is multiplication. So for us to eliminate this 5 so that x can be alone, we have to divide, because division is the opposite of multiplication, just like the way addition is the opposite of subtraction and subtraction is the opposite of addition. So division is the opposite of multiplication and multiplication is the opposite of division. So we divide both sides by 5. So when you divide both sides by 5, 5 divided by 5, we are going to get 1. 1 multiplied by x is x. So 45 divided by 5 is going to be 9. So the answer x is equals to 9. For the last one, I think of a number, I divided it by 7, the answer is 12. So x divided by 7 is equals to 12. So the opposite of division, since it is the relationship between x and 7, is multiplication. So we multiply 7 by 7, both sides by 7, so that we have x divided by 7 multiplied by 7 is equals to 12 multiplied by 7. So when you the relationship between these two, divided by 7 and multiplied by 7 is 1. So we have x is equals to 12 times 7, which is 84. Thank you for listening. I hope you understand. See you in the next lessons.